Okay, welcome everybody. It is Wednesday, and we are so excited and happy to have Dr. Joel Wallach here with us tonight. We have a half an hour to listen and get educated, and I'd like to just tell you that Dr. Wallach has enriched the families and friends of many people, and for a long, long time. And so if you haven't read any of his books, there are quite a few books that you should avail yourself to seek out some information and the benefits that you would have right at your home would be far more than you could ever imagine. So, Dr. Joel Wallach, you are here with us tonight. We'd like to hand over the call to you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for the kind introduction. And of course, to get my books and CDs and everything, you can go to my website, www.drjwallach.com. That's www.drjwallach.com. If you want to call on a toll-free number, you can call 1-800-755-4656. That's 1-800-755-4656. Now, we do have some new tools, which they had a picture up there before they got me on live. There's a new bull in town because we want to be a serious competitor with Red Bull. Red Bull has one mineral in it, magnesium, and I think they picked that because Bruce Lee, the guy who was in every country in the world, he was considered the fitness guru. He only supplemented minerals with magnesium. That was it. Everything else he thought he could get by eating right. Okay, and he died at 32. So that didn't work. But anyway, we have this. There's a new bull in town. Okay, our Rebound has 75 minerals and 25 vitamins and amino acids. It's a lot more than one mineral. Okay. And CD number one is, let's see here, Dead Athletes Don't Lie. We picked a lot of young athletes in their 30s and 20s and all that kind of stuff who died of accidents and nutritional deficiencies and things like that. And so that's number one, okay? Dead Athletes Don't Lie. CD number two is exercise without supplementation is suicide. Exercise without supplementation is suicide. Because most people think, well, exercise. I get a good coach. I belong to this fitness center, and I go to the gym once a week and exercise, that kind of stuff. I'm cool. But they forget that when you sweat, you're not just sweating out water, you're sweating out a soup that contains all your nutrients. If you're not replacing them, plus adding more on top of that, you're in trouble. And that's why the average life expectancy of a professional athlete of any sport is 56.7. 56.7. That's not very good. Okay. If exercise is all that good, why only 56.7? Okay. Then the third CD in here is what kills billionaires. Now, billionaires can afford the most expensive medicine, the most expensive doctors. They can fly anywhere in the world to go get the best treatment. And a billionaire's life expectancy is 66.7. 10 years longer than athletes, but still 66 is not very good for a billionaire. You got to be kidding me. Okay. So that's available. Okay. They're available now. And so we're very excited about this. There's a lot of information in there to get you going in the right direction. And then let's see here. We also have the new tool out. It's called 10 Healthy Secrets. Now, can we get it up here for you? 10 Healthy Secrets that your doctor doesn't want you to know about. There's 10 CDs, and each one of them is a different health subject. Okay. And I apologize for the size here, but this is the front cover on the left and the back cover on the right. Okay. Okay. So that's available now as we speak. Okay. It's just been delivered today to the wellness publication. So both of those, there's a new bull in town, and also the 10 healthy, let's see here, 10 healthy
secrets that your doctor doesn't know
secrets.
about.
It's so small, I didn't want to make a mistake. Okay, 10 healthy secrets doctors don't want you to know. Okay, and so this goes to the 10 CD set and the 3 CDs that are both available now. The book, The Wallach Revolution, which I say, it's about, I don't know, 135 to 140 pages kind of thing. And it goes into the revolution, okay, what it takes to maximize your lifespan, maximize your health, avoid all these diseases. And this is the second printing. Okay, this will be the second printing because the first one sold out very quickly. And so that's being published as we speak, printed as we speak, the Wallach Revolution. And that's really, really, really something that every family needs. You know, read a chapter to your kids once a week or something like that, and have discussions and show them what they need to do to be healthy, like the healthiest and longest lived people on earth. Okay. And so then I want to remind everybody that Red Bull only has one mineral in it, magnesium, kind of like, again, that's, what do you call it? The fitness guru. Okay.
Gatorade?
No, not Gatorade. Bruce Lee. Okay. That was his own formula. Gatorade only has 3 or 4. And then, let's see, Red Bull only had 1. Rockstar had 1. Okay. And our Rebound has 75 minerals. And so it's one of those things where this is not a difficult choice. This is not a difficult choice. All right. And then, of course, diseases like Alzheimer's disease, multiple sclerosis, Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is multiple sclerosis of the spinal cord, Parkinson's disease, which is multiple sclerosis with a lot of tremors, demyelinization of the white matter. Okay. The white matter, the brain and spinal cord, is 25% by volume and weight of the brain, both of those, 25%. Cholesterol, your best friend. Okay, cholesterol makes up 95% of male hormones, testosterone. Cholesterol makes up 25% of female hormones, okay, estrogen. And so it's one of those things where you really, really don't want to be avoiding cholesterol. You do not want to be taking cholesterol-lowering drugs. Cholesterol does not block your arteries. That was a big, big, big mistake by the medical system. The blockage of the arteries, your coronary arteries in your brain and stuff like that, occurred when you were eating fried foods, when you ate oils, cooking oils and salad dressings and things like that, that oxidized and turned into trans fats, heterocyclic not cholesterol. Okay. So this is not difficult, but you do have to pay attention and, read lots of stuff, and you can add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life. And then a big problem, of course, are the brain things. And you need to be eating to prevent it. It's easier to prevent than it is to reverse it, but you can reverse it, but it's easier to prevent. You want to be eating 3 eggs twice a day. Okay. Little kids, they can have, soft scrambled eggs. I like to have mine either poached, soft, 3 poached soft eggs twice a day, or soft poached eggs for breakfast, and 3 soft scrambled eggs and butter at dinner time. Okay. That's in addition to my other 90 essential nutrients. I have to tell you, I get the 90 for life 4 times a day. I take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per day, 1 at breakfast, 1 at dinner time. I also drink 2 rebounds servings a day. And then I have to take some extra EFAs to go along with that. And so I'm getting the 90. I'm getting the 90 4 times a day. And I'm, let's see here, I'm 50. No, that's not true. Let's see here. I'm 83, going on 84. I'm 83, going on 84. Now, do I look like an 84-year-old guy? No. Okay, so what's happening here? It's one of those things where the thing you have to appreciate, and here's another, this is a very recent picture of me. Okay, does that look like an 83-year-old guy? No. Okay, that picture was just taken a month or so ago. And that's because I've been taking all these nutrients for 75 years. Okay, And this is not difficult. And so everybody needs to be working with this, and you can take the message out there, and we will pay you, okay, to recruit people as customers, as agents, and based on volume that is sold and bought and so forth. And you pay wholesale prices for the products. And if you get on auto ship, I will pay the shipping. This is a win-win-win-win situation for you. So it's one of those things where what should I say, we're constantly growing. And, you know, we have, what should I say, it's one of those things where we have an event coming up here pretty soon in the Bahamas, I think it is. We're going to start having regional meetings like quarterly around the country and the world, as opposed to having one just annual meeting. We're going to do that, and so people can talk to each other and get outside guests coming in to speak. I think we're getting close to me getting back out on the road because this COVID thing is quieting down, I think. And so that'll be a lot of fun to get back out there and be sharing information with you and answering questions. But, you know, I can't thank Dave and Pam enough, and all her team and their team for putting all this together and making sure the information gets out to you and the people you love. And again, those brain diseases are easy to prevent, and they're easy to reverse because they're all nutritional deficiencies. They're not due to being old. They're not due to genetics. They're not autoimmune. And so you have a really good, what you say, probability of reversing these things, and you have a very good probability of preventing them. So with that said, let's see here, I've got about 2 or 3 minutes left. I want to remind everybody about this book, It's All in Your Head. This book, It's All in Your Head, covers 37 different diseases you get when you get osteoporosis of the skull and how to reverse them. There's a formula in there. And there's a CD that goes along with it by the same title, All in Your Head. And then on page 6 of the book, people can look at this. The top picture is a picture of a human skull cut through the top, above the ears, above the eyes. Cranial cap is taken off. You're looking down on the brain. You see that the skull is 1/4 of an inch thick. When you have osteoporosis of the skull, that's the same cut, and you're looking down on the brain. But look at that. That skull is 1.5 inches to 2 inches thick. And it squishes the 12 pairs of cranial nerves as they come out through the tunnels, squishes the spinal cord as it comes out of the back of the skull tunnel, okay, and causes all these diseases. And so it's one of those things that you get 17 different diseases just because the spinal cord is being squeezed. The spinal cord forms in the brain, comes out of the back of the skull. And when that foramen magnum, that big hole in the back of the skull, gets to be 30% of its normal size, it's squeezing that spinal cord. And so you're getting all this stuff, trigger finger, hammer toes. You're getting all kinds of stuff, peripheral neuropathies. And you go to a chiropractor and get some relief for a few hours or a few days, and it comes back again because you haven't dealt with the osteoporosis of the skull. Well, in this book, we tell you the diet and the supplement program, which is essentially the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, the collagen peptides, vitamin D3, and so forth, to get rid of osteoporosis of the skull. And it will go away, depending on how severe it is, in weeks or months. This is something that you can do, okay? And doctors have no earthly idea. And so we really want you to get this out to your family, to your friends, your workmates, your church mates, your neighbors, and let's save humanity. And we have the knowledge, we have the information, we have the communications, and we have the products to do it. So with all that said, I'm going to throw this back over to Pam and Dave, and we'll answer some questions.
Thank you, Dr. Wallach. I so appreciate all the research you've done and how you're able to multitask and create this, like you say, an army, to help you do this, because
that was always the goal. It's not a one-man job. The only one man is God. So we have to have an army to do all the stuff that needs to be done.
And that's exactly right, because with those books that you've written with other people, those prove beyond a shadow of a doubt how these deficiencies have caused these diseases. And when we are walking around with diseases that we've been watching, all these different pamphlets come in and say, you can take this pill and you may have all these different side effects, and then we accept that. Or else we could read the book that, one of these books that you have that says, if you have this disease, you may be able to use these products that would help support your body, and you wouldn't have to depend on, those drugs, which are not going to help your body. So once, people really understand that the body needs more nutrition and less drugs, then I think that they'll probably understand that more. And that's where I think that we need to educate our doctors, our nurses, and there's so many more people I talk to. They're so educated on nutrition and the facts that the soils are depleted. And if you could just touch a little bit on the soils being depleted and how you have had an attorney work to sue the FDA, if you could touch on those FDA points.
Okay. Well, I'm the guy I think that first understood why our soils are depleted. And that's because of electricity. Electricity is good for industry, but bad for farming. Electricity, is done with, in the beginning, it was done with windmills and things like that. And then it got into big time with dams, hydroelectric dams. And it changed the way the world worked. You have to appreciate that the most successful farms were bottomland farms, where it would flood every year in the spring when all the snow would melt and everything. And the snow melt would bring all the silt from the hills and the mountains and the volcanoes down into the valleys, into the farms. When the water would recede or go into the soil, it left that silt, and the farmers would plow it back in and renew all the minerals back into the fields, and it was renewable every year. Well, because we were using wood for fuel and coal for fuel, we're putting wood ashes into the garden, we're putting coal ashes into the garden. Grandma used to put wood ashes from our stove into our food, for a spice, but we're getting the minerals were in the wood ashes. And then came electricity. Electricity, there was no more wood ashes, no more coal ashes. And doctors saying, oh, don't waste your money on vitamins, minerals, just eat right, get everything you need. No, that's every doctor who says that should be put in jail for mass murder, because you can't get everything you need just by eating well, because plants do not make minerals, and 2/3 of the 90 essential nutrients are minerals. Plants can make vitamins, plants can make amino acids, plants can make proteins and stuff like that. But plants cannot make minerals. And so it's one of those things where you do have to supplement, because we don't have access to wood ashes and coal ashes anymore. And as a result, you're in big trouble if you don't supplement. And so we have the plant-derived colloidal minerals, and so I just really, really get excited about them, the plant-derived colloidal minerals. And they're very, very absorbable because they are from plants as opposed to just ground up rocks. And so that's a piece that makes us different. And it's one of those things where when you fertilize the soil with ashes, again, the plants suck them up, and you'd get 25, 30, 40, 50, 75 different minerals, in your food. And then once we went to electricity, all that was gone. And so it changed everything. And so I just have to say that we're so honored and proud that I think we have 8 different sources of the plant-derived colloidal minerals. And so we're not likely to run out very soon. And, they make up billions of tons up in the mountains, up in the oceans and everything like that. There are different sources of them. Some have 78 minerals. There's none that have less than 75 minerals. So when you're looking at these sports drinks, you're looking at these sports drinks, and you're looking at things like Red Bull and things like that. You have to appreciate that. Let me get it up here. There we go. Again, Rebound has 75 minerals in it because we have all the plant-derived colloidal minerals. Red Bull has 1 mineral.
Doc
Yep.
and Pam, I want to remind you that last week Dia had a question that she was supposed to be back here today to ask, because we didn't have the time last week, and she's here today. Dia, are you there? Dia,
Yes, I am.
you want to ask your question today?
The question,
Okay, fire away.
well,
What's
the
your
question
question?
was uh, about a person feeding through the tube and what can go in the tube when they feed them through the tube. He had a stroke and everything, and this is
Dia,
what I
Dia,
was asking about last week.
Dia,
You
Doc
know,
answered that
yeah.
last week, but we thought that you were going to ask something about your own health.
Yeah, see, our
Oh,
we have the plant minerals
yeah.
and
No?
our Healthy Brain and Heart Pack.
Okay.
You have to stop talking if you want me to give you the answer.
Sorry, Doc.
Okay. And so you can take the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, one per 100 pounds, one dose per 100 pounds of body weight through the G tube. Okay. Okay. It's a liquid. It goes right down the tube like any other liquid. Okay. It's much more nutritious than chicken noodle soup. And it doesn't have the gluten in it like chicken noodle soup has gluten in the noodles. Okay. So if they have a G tube and they're able to take, like liquid gelatin and stuff like that through, they can take the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. You can add the sweeties to it for diabetes. You can add the, let's see here, when people have arthritis, you can throw in some of the glucogel, okay, or collagen peptides, which are the cartilage and ligaments and tendons and connective tissue from animals that will give the body the raw materials it needs to repair and replace cartilage that's gone and ligaments and tendons that are gone and so forth. The body has enormous capacity to heal itself given the raw materials. And so this is where the nutrition comes in. I've taken people who are in comas, they just had weeks or hours to live, and we would rub the liquid minerals on them, the plant-derived colloidal minerals. Okay, just the liquid minerals, nothing else, no vitamins or anything. Just rub it on their bellies and their backs. And in just a couple of days, they wake up and they're perfectly normal and pass all their blood tests after 12 years of being in a problem, coma, and all that kind of stuff. And so the nutrients are what your body's looking for. No matter what state you're in, you have every probability of getting benefit, even if you're unconscious, and you have to put it through the G tube or just rub the plant minerals on their bellies. They're going to get benefit from it. But we do have what we call secret sauces for over 600 different diseases. And that's where these books come in, because they tell you essentially what you need to give the person for each disease. And that way, you're not just stumbling around guessing. You don't have to guess. We will tell you what they need for each disease. And we have put this into products that are easily digested, easily absorbed, and easily utilized. Okay. And because all our knowledge from research in animals, we've taken that and converted it to human use. And we're getting the same benefit in humans that we had gotten in the animal industry for over 100 years.
Thank you, Dr. Wallach. That's fantastic. And I know that microbiome works really well on that G-tube also, I've heard. Laura does have a question with her hand raised.
Hello,
Howdy.
Dr. Wallach. Hi. Hi. Okay, so I spoke to you yesterday regarding a child who is 4 years old, has diabetes, and was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes 3 weeks ago. And you had a couple of questions for the grandmother, and I did contact her, and I have the answers for you because you just need some more information. So you were asking, basically she was diagnosed 3 weeks ago. She did in fact have symptoms. She became very thirsty. She lost weight, about 5 pounds, maybe 2 weeks before going to the hospital. And she was wetting the bed as well. So yeah, and she did increase her urinating as well. Also, she said that when they test for blood sugar before she eats, it's a little under 300. Then this is what the grandmother remembers. So I'm just giving you what she told me. So it's a little under 300 before she eats, and then she'll eat. They wait about an hour to check her blood sugar. And sometimes it's a little less than the reading before she ate. And that's what I wanted to get back to you about. I don't know if you remember the conversation, or if you could recall the
A
conversation.
little
But
bit. I've talked to 100 people since then. Okay.
right,
Mm.
I'm sure.
And so it's one of those things where is the child getting medicated?
Yeah, she is, and she said, let's see.
Well, the medication, okay, whether
He
it's
doesn't
oral or
remember.
injection, can actually lower the blood sugar. That's probably why the blood sugar is going down. Okay, the medication, and of course, the the question I ask is, um, did she ever get down into the normal range? Did she ever get down to where her blood sugar is below 100?
Okay, I don't know.
Okay,
Okay.
because if this is type 1, it's very unusual. You usually don't get diagnosed with type 1 after a couple of days of age because they're urinating all over the place and all this, that, and the other. They take them in, they do a blood test, and they go, oh, you have a type 1 diabetic here. Okay. And to wait until they're 4 years old to diagnose type 1 diabetes is very unusual. Very unusual. Okay.
Okay. So you want to know if she gets down to normal range with her blood sugar after taking the medication?
That's correct.
Okay.
Because if she does get down to normal blood sugar with medication, I'm not sure she has type 1. She could have type 2. In either case, we want to get her down, below 100. We want to get her down to, like 60, 70, something like that in her blood sugar, and make sure she's getting all 90 essential nutrients. Can't just deal with the sugar. You got to make sure she's getting all 90 essential nutrients so she can, as she's growing, she needs these nutrients to build her bones and her liver and her heart and her brain and her lungs and her kidneys and her muscles and her bones and everything need all those nutrients. And so you just say, well, her diabetes is under control now. She needs all these nutrients if she's to grow up semi-normally here and live a long, healthful life. Okay?
Okay. Does the kid's toddy have the minerals in it, or is it just amino acids and vitamins?
Oh, no, the kid's toddy has minerals in it. But I would also, kid's toddy would be good for at least one meal, maybe one meal a day for the kid. Okay. And then she also needs, in addition to the kid's toddy for that one meal, it needs the EFAs and so forth, and the sweeties and, the drill, but also needs the healthy brain and heart pack based on body weight. Okay. For the other 2 meals. So I'd have her take the kid's toddy in the middle of the day and have her take the healthy brain and heart pack at breakfast and the other dose of the healthy brain and heart pack at dinner time. But don't forget the sweeties, all 3 meals.
Okay, good. So in other words, okay for her to take the Beyond Tangy Tangerine according to body weight, and then morning and evening, and then kids toddy in the middle of the day.
Yeah, but I would do more than just the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. I would take the whole healthy brain and heart pack.
Oh, no, I get it. Yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't specify. I get it. I was just trying to specify that Beyond Tangy Tangerine is all right for her. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm sure she'll be happy to hear it. Okay, thank you so much.
Anybody else have a question? We have 1 minute left, and I'd like to wrap it
Yeah,
up.
I do. That's
Awesome.
Dan. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, Doc, you talked about the eggs. You eat 3 eggs. I like eggs, but I've been doing what you do. And my wife brought together a report that we had done a number of years ago that tested all the foods to see what we were sensitive to. And it said, should not eat eggs or egg whites because I was sensitive to it. And I never felt anything. I enjoy eggs. I like them like you do, scrambled in butter.
I get another opinion right now because it's too important. And, you may be sensitive to chicken eggs. And then there's guinea eggs, there's duck eggs, there's all kinds of eggs, right? And so
well, I don't feel anything like I'm sensitive.
Yeah, if you're not getting respiratory problems and itchy skin when you need an egg and something like that, the odds are you're not probably sensitive to eggs, but doctors will tell you that. Feel obligated to tell you to get off of eggs because they're what should I say, they're anointed with cholesterol. They think any source of cholesterol is going to plug your arteries and kill you and everything. They don't understand that it's required.
Well, am I okay with eggs? I'm not feeling anything or having any reaction.
That's a personal choice you have to make. Okay. You need the cholesterol that's in the eggs. There's again, chicken eggs, duck eggs, guinea eggs. And so you need to get another opinion. I'd go to a naturopathic doctor and ask, for a blood test for cholesterol and ask them what they think about cholesterol and, read my books. And then you can.
I got the books.
Okay. Read the book. Okay.
And Dan, if I may, remember, only dead doctors don't lie.
Oh, I've had that from many, many years ago.
It's still true.
Yeah.
And the other side of that is live doctors do lie.
Yeah, and there's a famous song about that. Do lie, do lie.
Right.
Yeah. All right. I just, I think I'll stay with my eggs.
Yeah, if you don't feel like
Good
your
choice.
reaction to it doesn't hurt to get it, go to another doctor and get a test or something like that, just to kind of double check.
Well, I'm like you. I don't like doctors.
Well, thank you.
I've been pretty much doctor free most of my life.
Okay.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. And the importance of cholesterol, it covers all of our hormones, our sex hormones, our nerves, everything of the body. So we need that cholesterol. Thank you, Dr. Wallach. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great night and a better tomorrow.
Thanks, Doc.
God
Thanks,
bless you.
everybody.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Good night, all. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Let us know when you're back on the road.
Okay.
Okay, good. Bye, guys. Have a nice evening.
You too. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.